Give it up for Mr. Lovario.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's poppin'? Guys, make sure you click that link below to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men, that teaches you how to attract hot women. All right, so today I wanted to talk about how can you tell if a woman that you approach is feeling you, right? Because I got an email from one of my subscribers. He was like, he's like, sometimes I go up to these girls and I talk to them, and the vibe doesn't seem like it's there. It doesn't seem like she's like really into me, and then I don't know if I should, holler, like get the number or give her my number or whatever. And, I get this, I noticed this from a lot of guys where, they'll go up to a girl and they're talking, and sometimes they even miss the signs that this girl is into them. Or they're just talking to a girl on some regular shit, and they don't realize this girl is feeling them, and they should actually close the deal and get her number, give her a number, and make that happen. But they just don't do it because they're just not really paying attention to the signs. So I wanted to give you guys, 5 signs to look out for to know if a chick is feeling you when you approach her. So this goes for if you're approaching a girl in the street, if you're approaching a girl at the club, you're approaching a girl at some house party, at an event, wherever it is. This is just for you're approaching a girl, some chick that you never met, you see her, you want to go up to her, you want to talk to her, and while you're talking to her, actually seeing if this chick is showing signs of interest. You feel what I'm saying? So, first thing, and this is in no order of importance, I'm going to give you 5 things. First thing I would say is, a lot of times when you approach a girl, and if you notice that she is, like playing with her hair, where they do that thing where they pull the hair in the back of the air, you understand? Like, do that shit. If they do that shit, or if they're kind of like fixing themselves, fixing their clothes, fixing their hair, that's a sign that this chick is into you, that this chick is actually into you because she's, thinking about how she's looking in front of you. You feel what I'm saying? So that's one. Second thing is, and you got to notice this, guys, is that if a chick stops and stays there when you're trying to talk to her. So what that means is that, let's say if you're talking to a girl in the street, or you see a girl in the street, she's walking towards you, and you go up to her and try to talk to her. If she stops to talk to you and she actually stays there to talk to you, then that's a good sign that she is into you. See, if you're in the street and a girl could stop, even if, she'll stop if you say something, but then she might not stay there. So she'll stop. You're like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And she'll kind of stop a little bit, and then you start talking and shit, and then she might just keep walking and keep moving, after she notices that you're trying to holler. You see what I'm saying? She's like, oh, I got to go. I'm in a rush. I can't, whatever. But if you stop her and she stays there, then that is a good indication that this woman is into you. The problem is that some guys get girls to stop and stay there, and then they like mess it up without really knowing how to, close the deal and cut to the chase and get the shit popping. So if you get a girl to stop and stay there, then you're in a good position to really, exchange numbers and make those things happen. Because a lot of times in the street, when you're walking or you see a girl, she'll kind of like, you'll try to talk to her and she'll kind of keep moving. She'll kind of keep walking. So you'll probably walk with her or whatever. Or she'll just completely like ignore you and just keep going or whatever. But if a chick stops and she stays there, that is a good indication that she is, feeling you. You understand? So, make sure you take heed to that, right? Another thing to notice, the third thing to notice if a girl is like into you, the girl that you approach, is while you're talking to her, if this chick, if she starts laughing and sort of like tapping you or hitting you, then that is a good indication that she's into you. So what I mean by that is you might be talking, you might say something clever or funny or whatever. And it doesn't even have to be anything funny, but the fact that she's laughing at what you're saying, and she's finding, she's doing that because she's attracted to you. So it's almost like you could say the most corniest shit, but she thinks it's amusing because she likes you. You understand? And so they'll do this kind of thing where, and a lot of guys, who've dealt with women, this happens to them in a lot of cases where you're talking to the girl and she's like, oh my God, you're so crazy. And then she'll like lightly tap you on your shoulder or something like, oh, stop, you're funny, whatever, right? So that is an indication that this girl is feeling you. You understand? So I'm telling you these things so when you're actually going up to these girls and you're talking, you can notice these things. I don't want you to concentrate on just looking for them, but when you see it happen, then you know this type of stuff, right? So number 4, is a girl who will basically let you touch her. So if you're approaching a girl and you start talking to her or whatever, and this is what I usually do. is that I focus a lot on the hands. So let's say if I'm talking to a girl at a party or even in the street, if I'm talking to them for like, a good amount of time, probably like, probably 2-3 minutes or whatever, 4 minutes or something like that. What I do is, while I'm talking to them, at some point, I kind of, I get real flirty, and then I touch her hand real quick. I kind of grab her hand or whatever, right? And I keep my hand on her hand while I'm talking to her, right? So if she's not moving away, if she does this, she moves away, her hand away, that's sort of an indication that she's not really feeling it. You understand? Or sometimes she just might be a little bit nervous that you're touching her hand like that. But if you grab a girl's hand and you're talking to her while you got your hand in her hand, and she leaves it there, she's into you. You understand what I'm saying? She's feeling it. A lot of times what I do is sometimes I'll be talking to the girl face to face, and what I do is I put both of my hands on her hand, so we're face to face, and we're both holding hands like this, and I got her close to me, and I'm talking, and she lets me, keep my hands there. You understand? Some girls will kind of move the hands away, and the moving the hands away is, an indication that she's, not really feeling it. If she keeps the hands there, she's feeling it. Do you understand what I'm saying? And sometimes even when they move their hands, it doesn't necessarily mean they're totally not into it, but, it's leading towards that type of thing that they're not into it, because sometimes they just might move their hands just because they're nervous, but that doesn't mean they're not into you. They still could be into you, but just still kind of nervous about the touching thing. You understand what I'm saying? Now, the fifth thing I'm going to say, and what's really important, and what a lot of guys don't, notice or don't realize, and this is very big, right? When you're talking to a girl, and this usually happens in a situation where you are, let's say like you're at a party or at a club, or you're somewhere where you're going to have a little bit of time where you can have a sort of conversation with this girl, or have like a while where you guys are talking. This could also happen in the street too. But what you guys have to notice, and this is a big indication is if a girl is into you, is that while you're having the conversation, right? If at any point of the conversation, it seems like, because you might be asking her questions and shit, and she might ask you a question here or there, whatever y'all are having this conversation. And then it comes to a point in the conversation where there's some sort of a pause, where it seems like you don't really have much to say anymore, right? So it's kind of like this little pause. The pause could probably last for like, 5 seconds, 10 seconds maybe, or something like that. But there's like a pause. There was y'all are talking, y'all are sort of asking each other questions, and then there's a pause because you just kind of stopped talking. Now, at that pause, if you look at the girl and you notice what she's going to be doing is that it seems like she's trying to come up with something to ask you. So if you do, and sometimes I would do this pause on purpose when I'll be talking to girls, I'll be at events and shit, and I'm talking, we having this conversation, and I kind of just like, lay back a little bit, and then I look at her, or, she's kind of like, we're kind of both know, okay, this is like this little awkward pause. And then she'll say something like, so do you, have you ever been to this event before? Or something like, she'll ask me something because she wants the conversation to keep going. Do you understand what I'm saying? And that's an indicator that she is interested in you because she actually wants to keep it going with you. She wants things to progress with you. You understand? But a lot of guys that they don't know, you guys don't notice that. So, that might actually happen in a situation where you're dealing with the girl, and then you're going to miss out on the fact that this chick is showing that she's interested. You understand? So you got to really notice these things, because once you notice these things, you could really, jump on that opportunity to be like, yo, so listen, when you're closing up the conversation, hey, listen, give me a number. We should get together, get a drink sometime, get some coffee, or here's my number. Give me a call tomorrow at this such a time, because, we should get together and hook up or whatever, right? So the reason why I'm telling you guys to notice these things is because while you're talking to these girls, it's easier for you to really escalate the situation once you see that these things are going on. Because it could be, one of these things or a combination of these things. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so that will give you the indicators to just really keep it going and push it to the next level. Like, I feel like, no matter what, when you approach a girl, you should still always try to, get the number and give her your number and make these things happen. But when you notice these things, it makes it easier for you to realize that, yo, this chick is showing me interest. Let me really get up on it. Because a lot of guys, when it comes time to close the deal, a lot of guys get nervous because they don't want to get rejected. So sometimes a guy will actually, they'll talk to a girl. Let me get my light back on here. All right. Guys will go and talk to a girl and approach her and like open up the conversation, but then they don't close the deal because they're scared of getting rejected. So they feel, comfortable just approaching and talking, but they don't feel comfortable closing the deal. So this, when you notice these things, it'll make it a little bit more, easier for you to, you'd be like, okay, yeah, I can see this girl's kind of feeling me. So let me make this thing happen. You understand what I'm saying? And again, you have to just really like notice these, but don't really pay too much attention while you're talking, because you still want to just be in the moment while you're talking to the girl. But what you want to do is that, you want it to be like some like type of second nature thing where you kind of pick up on these things over time while you're talking to different girls. You start to notice these things and you're like, okay, I can see this girl is feeling a kid. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say for you guys for today. Make sure you click the link below to get my free ebook, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men. And also click the link below that because I'm going to give you the link to my membership program where you get 45 to 90-minute audios every month, exclusive content, step-by-step dating advice, lectures, and programs. You feel me? So that is it. I'm out of here. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.
Step up your dating game and join dating coach Mr. Lucario's Bad Boy and Bad Girl membership program. By becoming a member, you will receive 45 through 90-minute audio and video step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month that are guaranteed to help you get what you want out of your dating life. Go to MrLucario.com to join today. That's MrLucario.com. MrLucario.com.